We are live. Now, as I must say to everybody, as always, please remember this is a golf channel. We talk about golf. If you've got any golf related questions or anything, please drop it in the chat. Let us know what you think. I'll do my best to answer your questions, as always, openly and honestly. Thank you to everyone so far who has subscribed and who's entered our giveaway. I'm going to be doing more on the giveaway a little later, but I'd like to thank you all. I'd also like to thank everybody on TikTok who's followed us. We're nearly at 1,000 subscribers on TikTok, which is brilliant. We are growing. Obviously, as we grow, you grow. This is a great thing. So thank you all. As I say, if you've got any questions or anything you want, please put it in the chat. But please remember, this is a golf channel. Okay, we are not talking anything else. It has to be golf related. Got my nice, lovely Mets cup. Like I say, you've got any chat, please put it in the chat. Any questions, sorry, put it in the chat. I'll do my best to answer. And please keep it golf specific. All right, we are not discussing other sports, other things. All right, not at this point anyway. We get bigger, who knows? Tall football may arrive, or soccer for our American fans. Right, let's make a start then with the weather. Living in the UK, the weather has just been grim, is the word I'm going to use. It just has not stopped raining since I think last August. It's making this a nightmare. I had some time off work last week. I wanted to get out on the course, get some content. Shut. I'm going to driving ranges. They're now starting to limit balls. You just can't get it. It is proving to be extremely difficult. And it's getting depressing. It really is. It's getting lighter now at night. I noticed tonight it was nearly 6 o'clock before it started to like go dark. You're thinking, great. But it just won't stop raining. My course I went through the other day, I think, where I play at Rochdale, it was closed. I think it was 6 out of 7 days last week. Every morning got the message, course closed, course closed. I've also seen in other groups, people are moaning about their course, this and that. I get it, but by the same score, this weather, no, it is getting depressing. Hopefully, though, if we're getting all the wetness now, hopefully we end up with a great summer. Let's hope so. Fingers crossed, and we can get the barbecues out. We can play golf, get the beers, get a barbecue. Beautiful. Obviously, if you're under 18 and you're watching, you can have a Coke. Got a couple of people here. Evening, Amy. Evening, Delilah. Evening, Zach. Absolute disaster. What's that, Zach? The weather or your golf? Please let us know. Now, obviously, thank you to everybody who has so far. But if you've not already, make sure you watch last week's video. It was an absolute brilliant video. I tested out the brand new Cobra Dark Speed range. I was really impressed. I put the title the most forgiving driver 2024. I definitely think that X, wow, what a forgiving driver that is. I say in the video, I hit one off the toe. I remember hitting one, and I thought, oh, it was just arrow straight. I was at a point of thinking, do I put one of these in my bag? I sacrificed the distance, but I felt like I just never seemed to miss. Everything seemed to always go straight. And I really liked it for that. I was really impressed. The bit that did disappoint me was the Cobra Dark Speed LS. It looked poor. I said in the video, you didn't even notice the LS unless you sort of really looked around. It had nothing going for it. I was really disappointed with the LS. The Max was all right. It just didn't perform. The X, though, it really did stand out for me. And I think if you're looking for something that's going to hit fairways, I would have a look at that Cobra X. Get a fit in, definitely have a look. Hello, Stephen. Glad to see you've got out of bed nicely. Right. Let's start with a roundup of the week. Obviously, I saw this last week on social media, and then obviously it's gone viral now. The incident with Georgia Ball, the golf coach. I've been following Georgia since I started getting into this. Her content is quite good. She obviously knows her stuff. The mansplaining, though. As soon as I saw the video and I watched it, I don't get it. I really don't get why people have to do it. And the bit that gets me, I know we use this mansplaining terminology now, but to me, I don't think it's mansplaining. I've had it happen to me in golf, and you sort of stand there and you're just thinking, what were we going in life? What is with society? I played at Manchester Golf Club last summer after the English women had been there. The English women, obviously, the best of the best. And I heard a story. I was there on the Monday, the day after it had finished, and I was talking with two of the people who'd helped out and set up the event. And they were telling me the story that one of the girls who'd been one of the English amateur, like she was a plus somewhat handicap, but apparently she'd gone up to the new practice facilities chipping. And one of the members at Manchester was up there and he made a comment. He just think if you could chip, you'd be off scratch. She was +4. It's like, why do you have to say them comments? You know, and it turned out the girl was just warming up. She weren't even like into a routine or anything. She was just hitting a few balls, just loosening up. But this guy had to make a comment. Why? You know, like I said, I've had the comments myself. People have made comments to me, and I'm thinking, you haven't got a clue. You know, my recent one, I was in a shop and I was looking for a shaft. For my dad, I had a spur driver. I was looking for a shaft. My dad's 70-odd-year-old. I've obviously got a tour extra stiff in his driver, and I just seen if they had any regular. And his comment straight away was like, "Oh, what's your swing speed? What's this? What's this?" And I went, "Oh, what's your handicap?" He went like 9. He went, "What's yours?" 2. You know, there's a big difference. Why? You know, Tiger Woods won the '97 US Masters by how many strokes? I hope that means strokes, Delilah. Top of my head, I can't remember now, but I know he won quite comfortably. He set the record at 18 under that I know Jordan Spieth equaled and Dustin Johnson has now broke. Amy, I think he was just giving friendly advice, maybe trying to start. I thought that to start with, Amy. I don't know if you've watched the clip or not. I thought that to start with, but when he keeps going, I've played for 20 years. I've played for 20 years. As if that kind of justifies, you know. But again, I think for me, why even sort of strike up that conversation? Why not just say, oh, you're working on something and coming at it from a totally different, going at it the way you did, you know, or if you were swinging faster, like, you don't know what she's working on, you don't know why, you know. I think there's ways and means about it that just maybe the conversation should have gone along the lines of, can I just ask why you're swinging it so slow? And see what she says. If she turns around and says, it's because my boyfriend's told me to, it's a different story. But the fact that she says, I'm working on something, I'm trying to get it grooved, and then it's go, oh, well, I've been playing for 20 years, I've only been, there was no need for it. It just blows my mind. And somebody who's been going to the driving range a lot recently, because I've got a grind on my swing, I'm seeing it more and more. And it's madness. It really is. If you've not got the sales lads trying to sell somebody something, you've got people offering advice and almost like trying to be expert. And I'm like, you don't know who these people are. You know, I mean, I'm a good golfer. I wouldn't dream of going up to somebody on the range unless they were really, really struggling and say something. You know, I wouldn't do it. You know, I mean, I know Stephen's fairly new to golf from conversations we've had. I wouldn't dream of going up to Stephen and going, oh, do this, do this, do that. I wouldn't. If he turned and asked me, that's a different story. But I've seen people going up to, oh, you want to this, you want to do that. I don't get it. I really, really, I just don't get it. Now, obviously, it's gone viral and it's really helped Georgia, probably helped Georgia more. She'd already put, because I follow her on social media, like I say, she put out, she had a big announcement. She has signed with Cobra Puma, which is brilliant. I think it's just helped her, really. And the way she kept so calm, I thought was absolutely brilliant. I give her credit for that. Really do. I don't know her in person, but I think me at that point, I'd have been a bit, especially that 20 years, that grinded on me when I watched the video. I really, really didn't like that. Then, of course, the news came out Charlie Woods was going for the qualifying qualifier for the next week's event or this week's event, however you want to look at it. I was quite happy with that. There were a lot of people, oh, he's not this, he's not that. There was a lot of naysayers, but I thought he's 15-year-old. He's clearly got game. Why not? What has he got to lose? Now, obviously, it didn't work out. He finished +16, which, fine. I think he had a 12 on a hole. It happened. The fact he carried on, he finished the 18. Fair play to lad. And I think it'll be a big learning curve for him. I think he's already got the sort of expectations because of who his dad is and what his dad's done. Charlie's got to go out there and make his own name. He's got to go out there and sort of create his own path. And I think he did that. I mean, I never heard anything about his dad being on site, his dad being there. So clearly, Charlie had done this on his own. He'd obviously, I reckon, he'd spoke to his dad. I think that's only normal. And the great Tiger Woods, why would you not? I really liked it. I thought he had a lot going on. Hi, Liv. Not sure who you are, but hi. I thought he had a lot going on. Like I said, Charlie Woods, he did it, but I hope he learns from it. And I think he'll make him a better player. He's not having everything gifted to him. I mean, the sponsors could have given a sponsors exemption. They could have turned and said, you know what, skip the qualifying qualifier. We'll put you into the Monday qualifier. They haven't. The lad's going out there, he's earning it, he's doing it the right way. Massive, massive respect from me. Then, obviously, this news has been sort of loitering for a while. Now it's been made official today. Anthony Kim is returning. Now, there was talks, would he join PGA? Would he go live? Which one would he do? What would be sort of the scenario? He's gone to live. He rocks up in Jeddah this week. He's got a wild card on live. I think it's great news. I was a big Anthony Kim fan back in the day. I thought he played some great golf. He was very talented. He had his injuries. There was all sorts of rumours back in the day about the injuries, but he's back. Big thing for me, and I've been listening to a lot of people discussing this. I'm really interested to see what clubs he plays because he was a big Nike man. You know, he was full kit Nike. What does he do now? And are they going to try and snap him up? Are the other manufacturers, the other makes, going to try and snap him up? I don't know. But I'm intrigued now. I'm really excited to find it out, and I'm going to come more onto that. But then this week, the DP World Tour was down at the magical Kenyan Open. I've not seen much golf in Kenya, I'll be honest. I watched a little bit of the women the other week, and I've watched little bits. I was really, really impressed with the course. I thought it was a nice course. It had some really long holes, it had some short holes, it had some tight holes. I thought it was brilliant. I really enjoyed it. And Darius Van Driel got to 14 under. He was two clear in that 12 era. And Joe Dean. Joe's an upcoming Englishman. I'm quite, really good to see him get second. But I thought it was just great. I absolutely loved the DP World Tour in Kenya. I never thought, like I said, I never ever thought about playing golf down in Kenya. Watched that week. I thought it was a good course. I really, really liked it. I did. I was, yeah. Year 10, aren't we? I know, Olivia. Yep. Let's stick to golf, though, please. Come on, guys, get your questions in. Get it in for me. Now, as mentioned, and I've done this now previously, I am giving you, the viewer, the chance to join my three ball. Okay, the competition's open. We have got some entries in. I will be doing a draw. We are letting it build up, though, so I've got quite a few of you, hopefully. But if you would like to play golf with me this year, in a few months in May, drop in the comments, Team Golf. Now, you must be 18 years old. You must be from the mainland UK. You need to subscribe and you need to make sure you comment Team Golf if you want to be in that draw. I'm going to be drawing it out on a live Monday Night Golf in a few weeks' time. I've got about 5 or 6 entrants already. I can only draw 3. So make sure your name's in the hat if you're interested. Okay? Don't necessarily need a handicap. You do need clubs. All right. I've had one person message me saying I haven't got any clubs. Also, I've had a couple of people messaging me saying I can't get in. I don't want to be on camera. That's why I've not entered. If you do not want to be on camera, we will not force you to be on camera. All right. We here don't do anything that makes anybody uncomfortable. Okay. If you would like to play golf with me, you will not be on camera, but you can still enter. Okay, like I say, we're not going to make anybody uncomfortable. But if you would like that chance to win, get it in. If you want to enter it for a relative, a friend, all you got to do, as long as you can prove them 4 things, you can enter. Okay, I've had a couple of people saying, can I enter for my dad? Can I enter for my uncle? Of course you can. All you have to do is prove that you've subscribed. They are over the age of 18. They are from mainland UK. And of course, you've commented Team Golf. All right. If you do get drawn out and you don't want to be on camera or anything like that, just tell me on the day. All right. I will speak to you well in advance. Just tell me. I don't want to be on camera, but I want to play. That's fine. Okay. So we're not going to do anything that nobody wants to do. Hamza Darwish. Can I watch it? Can you watch what, Hamza? Please be a little bit more specific. If you want to watch the golf day, we will be filming it. We will get it out. Where can I watch? I don't. What do you want to watch, mate? Please give me a bit more detail. Okay. The LPGA Tour this week was in Thailand for the Honda Classic. How good does golf in Thailand look? It is on my list. Not bothered about going to Thailand. I just want to go and play golf out there. It just looks so chilled. Everybody out there just saunters. It like they glide along the fairways. Even the fans glide along the paths. It just looks so relaxed. I really do. And the courses look really good as well. They look undulating. They look like they've got some really interesting holes on it. Got some great holes on it. I love it. I'm going to have to sort something out. If we can get the channel big enough, let's get out there. If you've played golf in Thailand or you know it, let me know, please. It's growing on me. It's getting on that list of mine. I want to go out to Thailand to play golf. I really do. Hamza, the golf game. Yeah, we will be filming it on the day. You can watch it. I've said earlier on when the weather's better, we'll be doing lots of content. You are the best golfer player ever. Thank you, Hamza. I think that's the nicest thing anybody's ever said to me regarding golf. I'll take that. Thank you. And I hope you're enjoying our videos. And if you've not already, Hamza, make sure you subscribe. Patty Tavavantakit won again. She won the Aramco last week, won this week, got to minus 21 with rounds of 67, 67, 66, 67. That is some golf. You know, you take your hats off to that one. That is hats off. To shoot them scores, that you're playing good golf. You know, to win it last week, it's always hard to follow up with another win, but she's clearly playing some great golf at the minute. Is Patty. Fair play to her. That is brilliant. You know, I'm really impressed. I saw bits of the golf. Like I say, I really enjoy it. I enjoy some of the ladies' golf. I think they've got some great swings. They've got interesting strategies. I think a lot of the men can watch and learn a lot from it. Obviously, we still get the odd, I've seen it on social media, on Twitter, people coming out with the comments of, I'd do this and I'd do that. You wouldn't. Just give it a rest. All right. It really wouldn't happen. All right. There's a reason these girls, women, are the best. Yeah. There's a reason you're not. Just accept it. Obviously, the PGA went to Mexico this year. The Open at Vidana, the Mexican Open. I quite like that course as well. It had some very good holes. It had a couple of holes that I just thought were a bit, meh, but it had some really good. And some of the par threes in particular had some great scenic views. They were just a nice length as well. They weren't getting daft length. They weren't too short. I thought the par threes were really good. Jake Knapp, he's worked his way up to the PGA Tour. He'd been a bouncer, you know, to help pay his tour. He's had his week. He's now got entries into the signature events, the Masters. You know, fair play, he played brilliantly. Sammy Valimaki, I've watched Sammy a bit on the European Tour, or the DP World Tour as we are now. His game's moving in the right direction. He's trending. I thought at one point he was going to get over the line. I thought, go on. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. Jake did step back up and managed to salvage the win. Both of them, though, played some good golf. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed watching some of the other lads coming through. Like I say, the course was a bit, the par threes were brilliant. Other bits, I didn't quite have it, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was watchable. It was, though, it did feel almost like a second string event without being derogatory to the lads or anything like that. But I felt it didn't have sort of the star players. This week they moved to the Cognizant, what was the Honda at PGA National. And when I've seen the field for that, you're like, wow, you've got a strong field. The same names weren't in this one, which kind of just dropped it a little bit, which, you know, it leaves that bit of a thing. But Jake, well played. You've still got to step up and do it. Brilliant. You are amazing. I always watch you. You inspire me, mate. Thank you, Hamza. Please, like I say, if you're not already, make sure you subscribe, make sure you like, and make sure you share. Let's grow the Tall Golf Network. Come on. As I say, the Cognizant Championship, it was the Honda Classic at PGA National. Now, the finish at PGA National is brilliant. It really is brilliant. You've got two par threes over water. You've then got the last, which is a par five risk and reward. If the wind's up, it will be great to watch. I actually enjoy it. Now, it's one of these events, this, that it's had the star field, then it's dropped a little bit, then it's got it again, then it's dropped again. It looks this week like it's got a good field, and this to me starts a good stretch of golf. They call it the Florida Swing. We've got the Honda National, we've then got the Arnold Palmer, we've then got the Players. Three really, really good events. I'm not a professional Hamza. I am an amateur, and the plan is to stay an amateur. I will not be going professional. I'm going out to Mercia, Spain next month with a few friends. Do you know of any companies that will organise the booking of tea times? I don't, I'm afraid, Paul. I know when we've done it over the internet in the past. And some lads say wait till you get out there, you can get some better rates. Other people say book it in advance. I think it comes down to a bit of personal preference. And again, the courses you're playing, I think it'll depend on that. I know when I've not been to Mercia. We went both Wengarola and we played some great courses, but there were two that were like a bit of a drive away. It kind of ruined it a little bit. There were some better courses that were more local. It comes down to what you want. And like I said, we didn't pay big fees for them. So maybe just have a look, have a chat, see what other people know. Next week, as I say, we've got the Cognizant this week. We've got the Arnold Palmer next week. I like the Arnold Palmer. I think it's just an event that just it's right. And obviously, it was brilliant when Arnold was there. You know, I used to love watching the behind the scenes stuff, the way he would talk with people. Apparently, he used to go around in his buggy. He'd play with members. He'd just drive around and watch them. You know, you hear these stories of what he did, but then when you actually see clips, it's like, what a great guy he was. His event needs to stand, you know, and I think it's great that you've got quite a few of the big players showing that respect. Then we move to Sawgrass, the players. It's brilliant. I just hope the players, now it's back in March, probably don't need to, but I remember they went through a spell of they were sort of making the course a little bit. They were sort of speeding the greens up, sucking the moisture out, making it a little bit, it was becoming unfair. I don't mind it being tough. I don't mind it being challenging, but keep it fair. I think now it's back in March. They possibly don't need to do that. And if they get some breeze, some wind going around Florida, I think these are going to be three great events. And then obviously we've got a break for me. Then we're going on to the main one, Augusta. Can't wait. I'm already starting now. I started to see. I saw the other day we're 50 days straight away. It just gets me going. It really does. What the tall golf normal routine before a round of golf? That has changed a little bit this last sort of 6 months now. Obviously, since I had my back injury now, I've got to make sure I sort of stretch, I warm up, I get the body going. Don't necessarily swing clubs or anything. I've just got to make sure the body's going. I don't want to risk this back injury again. So I started towards the end of the season. I was sort of up early. I would go in the gym. I would be stretching. I'd be rotating. I would do everything just to get the blood flowing, get the back going, get it loosened up. I'd go up to the course, do some putting, try and limit my swings a little bit because I was still obviously coming out of it. Now, though, I've been going to the range, as I said last week, I've been doing 100 balls, not feeling anything. So I'm obviously, I think this season I'll probably be a little bit more cautious, making sure I've stretched, I've warmed up, I've got it active. Then we can go out and play. Hopefully, because I am working on this swing, I think early in the season at least, I'm probably going to go in and what the net or range, what the facilities are, make sure I hit some balls just to make sure I've got that swing groove. So when I get on that first tee, I feel I've maybe played 2 or 3 holes. I've got my swing where I want it to be, rather than trying to rock up 10 minutes to go, peg it up, and off we go. We've all done it. It's amateur life. But I think I've got to start now. I've got to start being a bit more precautious, just look after my back. I'm not even going to try saying the other bit. Hello, good to see you. I hope you've subscribed. I hope you're sharing. If you've got any questions, please drop it in the chat. Like I say, if anybody would like to join our giveaway, I'll just reiterate, please, you need to be 18 years of age, you need to be in the mainland UK, you need to subscribe, and then comment Team Golf. Okay, that will get you entered in. If you want to enter for somebody else, your dad, your uncle, your mum, your sister, brother, please do. Okay, I will be, obviously, once I've done the draw, I will then confirm. We will go from there. All right, guys, get your questions in though. Please keep them coming. Like I say, I feel like we're getting now in the exciting bits of the season. I feel like the golf season's coming. It's getting lighter at night. The events on the telly are getting better and better. You've got Live Jeddah this week. I'm really, really excited. I think it's going to be interesting. Anthony Kim returns. I can't wait to see what he does. I'm excited to see what clubs he plays, but I want to see how he does. You know, Anthony Kim to me was a very good player. I thought he was going to be the next sort of big thing. Injuries took the toll. He disappeared. 12 years. Let's see what he can do. Nay only. I don't know what that means, nay only, please. Can we talk English preferably? All right. I don't read what looks like it could be Turkish. Okay, and I'm not. I might be wrong at that. Advice give to any player about course management. Ooh, good question. I would say course management, a lot of it comes down to how you're playing at the time. If you're playing well, play sensible, I would say. Again, you've got to know your course a little bit. If I was going playing a blind course, I didn't know it well, but I'm hitting it all right, I would play it sensibly. Hit 3 woods, hit 5 woods, keep it in play, let's attack. If you're not playing that well, is there any harm hitting driver or do you go to an iron? It's down to you what your preference is and what your style of game is. You know, I'm fortunate I hit a reasonable enough ball that if the 5 wood, the 3 would maybe misbehaving, I can go to the 4 iron. I can also go to the driver. It varies. If you're playing quite a tight course or a dog-leggy course, tree line course, I think keeping it on the short stuff is the advantage. So even if it needs to be, take 6 iron, hit the short stuff, hit 6 iron again. What's your short game like? It'll come down to how you play. If you are playing well, you know, when you're sort of up for it, be aggressive. You know, what I would say though about course management, for me, one of the big things I see a lot of, and I've probably done it myself, when you're out on the course, you start to get a good round going. I see a lot of them start trying to protect it. That's where mistakes come in. They start, I'll take a couple more swingies. You've not done that all round. Why are you doing it now? You know, keep going, keep that positivity, just keep doing what you're doing, stay in that routine, take that shot. You know, if you've been hitting 7 iron 150 all day, don't suddenly go to a 6 iron. Likewise, if you pumped and you fit, maybe go to an 8, but look where the danger is. You know, if the danger's short of the green, take the 7 and go long. You're safe. If it flags at the back and all the danger's at the back, take the 8, come up short. You know, keep yourself in play would be the big thing for me. I think a lot of people I watch and see don't do them kind of logics. I then also see the opposite where I see lads sort of almost their ego kicks in, oh, just hit 6 iron, and thinking you're not long enough to play that kind of game off your handicap. Play to your strengths is what I would say. What your go-to shot is more than one type of shot. Again, sometimes, and I see a lot of lads do this, and somebody gave me this advice years ago. If you've not got it on the first tee, you're not going to find it in your round. All right. If you're hitting left to rights all day, play left to right. I see so many lads stand up left to right, left to right, left to right, get a decent score going, and then suddenly I'm going to hit a big draw. Why? It's just stupid. For me, I will try and see what shot I'm hitting. Like I say, if I'm hitting a cut, I'm hitting a cut, I'm hitting a cut, I'll play for a cut. If I want to then go to a drop, do that on the range, do that after. But when you're in the middle of a tournament, keep going. All right. Bro, can you speak Turkish? No, I can't, Mohammed. I'm afraid. I can tell by the language, luckily, just by the abbreviations and everything and the punctuation. But no, I can't. But make sure you subscribe, please, Mohammed. It'd be great to have some other followers. Subscribe and get sharing and liking, please. Yeah, I do have more than one type of shot, Mikesh, and it can depend on the day. Luckily, I've sort of built that arsenal. It's not something I just rock up and do. You have to sort of work at it. You have to graft it. You have to find what yours is and then use it. Okay? It's not always pretty. That's what I'm going to say. Sometimes you've got to learn to sort of play ugly. It can get you round. Get round, then go and rebuild. The frustrating part comes though when you do play ugly and you score all right, and then you're striking it mint and you score worse. That is the big frustration with this game. You're Turkish, Marmid. Brilliant. Again, I've not been to Turkey, but I keep seeing lots of photos, lots of adverts, especially the night golf. I can't wait. I think it's going to be absolutely brilliant. It is summer. Again, we grow the channel. I will definitely go to Turkey. Maybe you can join me and we can play some night golf. Do you change your golf ball if it's a windy day? No. Nope, I am. The ones I produced earlier. I am a Pro V1 man. I will stick with the Pro V1. As I've mentioned several times before on Monday Night Golf, I stick with the Pro V1 for around the green. I find I get it's a softer ball for field touch. I can play with it. So into the wind, I know I can throw it a bit closer knowing it's going to spin. I've not had that with the TP5. I've not had that with the Callaway Chrome Soft. I get it with the Pro V. I like that. Similar, if it's downwind, I know that seems to grip. I can play it. I'm all right. When it's the others, I don't get that. Bro, what do you know about Turks? We are a golf channel, please, Mohammed. So please, can we stick to golf? All right. We're not getting into anything like that. Okay, we talk purely golf. So if you've got any golf questions, please ask them. If not, please leave. All right. Yeah, so for me, Mikesh, I will stick to the Pro V1. Again, continuity, that consistency. I practice with it, therefore I play with it. I know what it's going to do. I do when I go out having 9 holes or pottering around midweek just for something, we all do it. I will try other balls. I've tried the Kirkland. I've got some Bridgestone Golf Tour BXS that people tell me. I want to try them, see what they're like. I tried it in the simulator with Simon, but I want to see what it's like on the greens on the course. At the minute, the weather, everything, it's just not allowing it, or it wouldn't be fair for me to test them on that. So we need the weather. How many goals do you take with you for a round of golf? I generally aim to take a bag full. I generally fill so many in my bag that look shiny, they look clean. I will take them. I generally will start around with a brand new Pro V1. After that round, it then goes in my bag. I start with a new one the next time. And then if I'm going out just having a pot, I've got a sort of a stash of Pro V ones I know I can use. Obviously, as they get more wear and tear battered, they go into a different bag or they go into the range bag that I can go and hit. If I lose, I'm not bothered. But generally, I have probably about 15, 20 balls in my bag. Every round I start with a new one, mark it up, play. If it sees the full 18, that's that ball done in competition. It goes in the bag. I get a new one for the next time. The balls have come on leaps and bounds now. Titleist in particular, a lot of them now. I know at one point, especially with the modern wedges, they would wig up. If you hit wedge maybe first 6 holes, if you hit wedge 3, 4 times that with your ball knackered, you had to then swap it. The durability on them now is a lot better, so you don't need as many. Again, it comes down to personal choice which ball you want to play. Have we got any more questions, guys? Do you agree a ball used over 3 rounds lose distance compared to a new ball? I think that Mikesh comes down to the player. It really does. I wouldn't. I think for me, for example, I feel if I use a ball for a full round, that's probably that ball for me not performing. Other people could probably get 5 rounds out of it. It will vary on you as a player, and it also depends, I think, what ball you play. I look at things like, for example, the Shrixon AD triple three. They were built for a bit of durability. I think most maybe 10 to 20 handicaps could probably get 5, 6 rounds out of them balls without it becoming disastrous. For me, I think they're too hard. I can't get around the green. I just can't get the stop, can't get the spin. So for me, I'm not, it'd be pointless for me playing that ball. Like I say, I play Pro V1. I generally, 18 holes is about its limit for me. I then put it in my practice. When you're practicing, you're not quite the same. But I think the biggest thing I would say is be honest with yourself. There's a lot of lads out there that will tell you there were this, there were that, I do this, I do that, and they really don't. I was at the driving range the other week. I heard a guy hitting a 2 iron because he hits his driver 280, and I'm thinking, not a chance do you hit your driver 280, not on your life. So be honest with yourself. He'll stand there and say, oh, I only use the bot. He doesn't. Be honest. Be realistic would be my advice. Are late balls any good? I think it depends what you mean by late balls, would be my question on that, Paul. That from the point of view, I think if you go to some of the shops and buy these late balls, I don't think they are. But I think if you're talking about buying them off Dave the dog walker, there could be some very good balls in there. You know, I know lads from experience, you see them, they go around the courses, that's the job. They go around the courses, they find them. Probably find my brand new Pro V1 that I've lost on the third, or somebody else's, you know. Yeah, I'd say them balls are brilliant if you can get them. Others, like I say, I've seen the refurbished ones and stuff. I cringe when I hear people say, I've just bought these for £25. I'm thinking, pay a bit more, buy a proper dozen. They're worth it. So for me, I think your late balls depends where you're buying them from. If you're buying them, like I said, Dave the dog walker, they're probably a good standard. All Dave had done, he's gone home, probably put them in his washing machine, brought them out. They're pretty much brand new balls. Some of them will be like, you know, like I say, somebody stood up 2 or 3 holes in, outright, lost it. Oh, it's practically a brand new ball. I think they're worth it. What advice you give on bag gapping? How does you mean by that, Mikesh? Because that could mean to me, do you mean how you put your clubs in your bag, or do you mean like clubbing? Do you mean what's your gapping with your clubs? Because I don't know what bag gapping quite means. Clubbing, again, I think it comes down to you and how you swing it, and I'd also ask what clubs you've got. I know there are always that theory that roughly there's a 12 yards between each club, but I think now with technology, with lofting, it can vary, and I think you've got to look a little bit now. Use that kind of that knowledge to your advantage. You know, I hear people, oh, I know this, I know that, I know the other, but then you've also got to factor in conditions. You know, if you're playing somewhere warm and sunny, like Florida, for example, you're going to hit the ball much better than you do playing in the UK. That's fact. Likewise, if you're playing on a links course to a parkland course, there's going to be them kind of things. I would say at the minute is look at maybe what course you're playing at, look at how you're hitting it, and try and sort of almost build an arsenal. Peter Finch did a video the other week on this at TaylorMade. He went to the headquarters out in California and was saying, I want an arsenal for the different conditions, the different this. I would say now, if you can, try and build that arsenal a little bit. You know, the combo clubs, I've got a combo set. I've got a 4 and 5 iron in the TaylorMade P770. I've got 60 pitching wedge in the 7MB. Now, I know the 770s are a stronger loft than the 7MBs. So I've got a bit of a dip, but the forgiveness I get in the 4 and 5 iron, what I want, I can allow that bit of a gap because I know what I'm after. But again, you know, I've never had a club gapping because, like I said, I feel if you're not careful, you get so technical. But then I factor in conditions, and when you factor in conditions, it throws a lot of things out. So to me, look at yourself again. Look at where you're playing. You play at a relatively shortish track, quite a few short holes. Have a look at what suits you. You know, if your driver's misbehaving, you can go to your 3 wood. So therefore, if you've got a 3 wood round there, do you need a 3 iron or a 4 iron? Have a look at it. It's weighing up what works for you. Likewise, I'd say with wedges. I mean, I always sort of try and keep your wedge gap similar. So I have sort of a 47 because I've got the pitching wedge that's more traditional. Then I've got a 50, 54, 60. Now I put the 50 in because traditionally I had a 48, a 54, a 60. And through tweaking and that, I put a 50 in for that kind of 120 to 125 yard range, or 110 roughly. Sorry, 110 to 120, 25 yards. Again, based on conditions. But again, I've had different shafts in that because I don't believe I've still not got the right shaft. I've got a TaylorMade mill grind 254 with an S300 that's brilliant. I can swing it. I know my yardage is pretty much precise with that. go to my 50, like I had a tour issue S200 and it felt like swinging a sledgehammer. I've now got a Vokey wedge. It's better, but I still feel it's not quite right. Now I am looking at some new wedges and I will be doing a video on them when I go. I'm looking at the new Vokeys, but I think now I need a proper fitting. Obviously, with my back, I've had to have my clubs lengthened. I need to go and do that properly. But I want something that I like to just feel like I swing my wedge. I'm not a ripping it because I don't believe in that. So I want to look for something that's just going to help me swing, clip the ball, I can control it. I'm not interested in how far I can hit a pitching wedge because to me, that doesn't prove anything. Doesn't help anything either because a lot of the time you've got to be able to sort of swing it. You're not just standing up and ripping it. So for clubbing, I think it's look at your own game, be honest with yourself, and then decide what you want. And if you can build that arsenal, brilliant. If we've got any more questions, guys, or I am looking at time now, we're 41 minutes going. If we've got any more questions, please get them in quick. All right, I'm going to give you a 2 minute warning. I am going to ask, I know we've got some people missing tonight. Will you please, 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 guys, if you're not already subscribed, make sure you like it. Make sure you share this, please. Let's get Tall Golf up and running. All right, let's get my channel up and going. And obviously, there is the giveaway. Make sure you enter the giveaway. Okay, so far I've only got one like. I've got 8 viewers and 1 like. I'm starting to think people don't like me. Please, if you've got anybody at work or anybody that plays golf, please, please, please share our YouTube page with them. Make sure you follow us on Twitter, Instagram. We are on TikTok. So make sure you follow us, please, to keep up to date with everything we've got going on. I've got another great video dropping this week. If you've not watched last week's, like I said earlier, that Cobra X is probably the most forgiving driver I've ever hit. It was absolutely brilliant. Give that video a watch. Thank you, Amy. Okay, like I said, I've got another video dropping this week. It's another great video. I can assure you on that one. Make sure, please, guys, you've liked, shared, and subscribed. And make sure you tune in on Thursday to catch up on that one because it's another great video. I'm going to end it there. So thank you all for joining. See you all next week. Thank you very much.